Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Tony Ryan, neuroathletic coach, and I help active, driven 30 to 50-year-olds go from in pain and frustrated with their bodies to out of pain and being able to have the freedom to do the things that they love to do. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel so you get updates on all the content that I put out. Now we can sit here and talk about all the reasons that people have stiff backs, whether they're sitting at a computer all day, whether their visual system's compromised, their vestibular system, all the things in charge of reflexive posture. But we're not quite gonna get into that today. We're just gonna show you some quick ways to be able to loosen up and feel better if you are stiff and you aren't feeling your best. So what we're gonna focus on today is this middle part of our back from here to about here. So the bottom of our neck, basically to where our what's called our lumbar spine starts. We're gonna be focusing on moving that, and it's a couple of different ways. So most people, when they do thoracic mobility, there's two issues that I typically have with it. They don't do it in a sport-specific position like standing. They're usually laying down, and there's not really many instances, unless you do jiu-jitsu like me, where you're laying down and needing to move really well. So it doesn't really translate to real life very well. And then a lot of it's passive. They're using other tools like a foam roller or a ball or something like that, which have their uses, particularly when it comes to sensory input, but that's not necessarily going to translate well into being able to have good motor control over our spine. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be either doing this drill sitting or standing. I'll do it standing for the sake of demonstration, and that will help things translate better to you having better mobility overall. And what we're gonna do is something called translation. So a lot of times people are doing bending, reflection, and extension or things like that. We're gonna teach the vertebrae to translate over each other well, and that's gonna be the skill that we're gonna learn today, okay? So what we're gonna be focusing on today is moving our spine from the base of our neck to basically where our lumbar spine starts, or the middle of our back here, okay? That's the main focus. This first version of the drill, I am gonna demonstrate sitting down simply because it's the easiest way to learn how to do this. So it will help you keep your shoulders and your hips stable and just learn to move your back. So what you can do is you can just start seated. You can have something to put your foot on, like I have this kettlebell here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to grab your knee, okay? So grab your knee and you're going to bring it in like this. I'm actually going to have it up a little bit higher so I can hold it like this. So I have it held like this. What this is going to do is keep my shoulders in the same place so I can focus on moving my back. And then from there, all I'm going to do is drive my back towards the wall behind me like that. And you can see it move. And then I'm going to actually extend it all the way up as tall as I can. And then I'm going to drive it back as far as I can towards the wall, and then extend it up. And what you could think is if I put a sticker on my sternum right here, I'm trying to push that sticker back towards the wall behind me. I'm trying to pull it all the way over there. And then I'm trying to drive it out towards the wall in front of me, as tall as I can. So I want you to think of that external cue is if you had that mark there, I want you to be moving that mark. Boom. Good, so 3 to 5 reps there, slow quality reps that you're actually able to feel those things moving. Cool, so now that we've learned this basic anterior and posterior glide version, right? You can start to actually work on it standing. You'll see I'm kind of cueing myself with my hand here. You can always use that if you need to as well. But now that we can do that standing, we're gonna work on going side to side, okay? So it's gonna be the same thing. We're teaching the vertebrae to kind of slide over each other like this. What I'm gonna think about is keeping my head in the same spot and my hips in the same spot. I'm gonna drive my spine to the side, okay? For now, you can just start in one direction like that. And then you can do it to the other side as well. And for now, as you're going through these, I just want you to be able to feel what it's like to try to keep your head and your hips still while your spine is moving. When you get good at each direction, you can go back and forth like this. And what you can do as well, as you get better at each of these versions, so the lateral version and the forward and backward version, you can target different parts of the spine. So if I needed to target more up here, let's say I'm really tight in my upper back, I may target more to the top and try to move the top more, right? If I'm tighter down low in the lower part of my mid back, I may actually do this here and actually target more the lower part, right? So you can actually target different parts of the spine as you get more and more motor control over this. So if I needed to, if I wanted a little bit of an external cue for these lateral ones, I could take a band and actually push into the band. So I have a little bit more of a target as to where to move. And again, if I wanted to target higher and lower, this band actually helps quite a bit. I wouldn't necessarily hold it like this unless you had to. You can always tie it to something like the squat rack here, or if you have a door frame that is stable enough to hold a band or something like that, that's what I would try. So if you need that, just use that as a tool. You can use that for the forward and backward version as well. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna learn, so you have your first two exercises, which is anterior, posterior, and then lateral, and then we're gonna learn how to actually make that into a circle, okay? So I'll show you what this looks like. What you'll start with, you can start with any direction you want. I'm gonna start forward. So I'm gonna go forward, I'm gonna go into full extension, I'm gonna go to a side, I'm gonna go all the way back, and then I'm gonna go to the side again. So you can start with a bit of a diamond shape, right? Just hit each end range in each direction. And then as you get better and better, you can smooth it out and actually turn it into a circle, right? Boom, again, my shoulders are still. And I'm gonna switch directions because I've done about 4 there. And then my spine is just moving, right? Boom, cool. So now my spine is nice and loose. I have good motor control over that. It feels good, it feels mobilized. And now I'm ready to do whatever I needed to do. Great, guys. So I know that was quick, but that does take some skill and take some time to learn. So be persistent with it. It will not be as quick as you just doing a 3 or 4 minute video of exercises. But hopefully that was helpful for you. If you have questions, pop them in the comments below. So as always, thank you so much for coming. Like this video if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And if you are active and driven, and you do athletic things, but you are struggling with pain and you're frustrated with your body, there's a link below to apply for free for my online program that I run, where I help people like yourselves get out of pain and get back to the things they love doing. So please check out that link if that's you, and if not, I'll see you on the next one.